Welcome to Informative Stall. After reading more than 100 articles on internet and search on Wikipedia about the average of cricketers for their bowling and batting, I am as an author, researcher and compiler able to complete Top 5 Best All-Rounder of All Time. I hope you viewer like this video and give me your valuable feedback in comment section of this video. So let's start our today's video. Number 5. Andrew Flintoff. We begin our list with England's hero of the 2000s, Andrew Flintoff, or as he's better known, Freddie Flintoff. He is best known for his heroics in the 2005 Ashes series that saw England win the Ashes for the first time since the 1986-87 season, defeating an Australian team that entered as the best in the world. A fast bowler capable of bowling in excess of 140 km/h, Flintoff took 226 wickets at an average of 32.78. He was also a fast-scoring batsman capable of some decent performances, averaging 31.07, including 5 centuries and 26 half-centuries. But the statistics don't best show the contribution Flintoff made to his team. If unconvinced about his greatness, simply look at his influence in England's Ashes-winning teams of 2005 and 2009. Also, he would contribute with both the bat and ball in these performances, securing his spot amongst the great all-rounders of all time. Before we move ahead, give me a favor, kindly subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for notifications. If you're interested in to watch top 5 best batsmen of all time, or top 10 laziest cricketers video, or top highest paid cricketers video, all links are in description of this video. Number 4. Kapil Dev, India's greatest all-rounder ever. And indeed India's greatest fast bowler, Kapil Dev is the first of the great 1980s all-rounders to appear on this list. He had a prolific test career spanning 16 years in which he earned a reputation as a consistent bowler and a hard-hitting batsman. He became excellent bowler in the history of the game to take 400 wickets in his final test to finish with 434 wickets at an average of 29.64. This average seems relatively high compared to some of the other great all-rounders. But it must be remembered that they played a lot of his cricket at home in India on wickets that are far more friendly to spinners and batsmen, tending to hinder rather than help seam bowlers. With the bat, he averaged 31.05 in a career which included 8 centuries and 27 half-centuries. But it is a one-day innings that he is best remembered for. This being, of course, his 175 not out against Zimbabwe at the 1983 World Cup, where after a terrible start, Dev came in and saved India from what would have been a huge upset. India would go on to win the tournament in a huge upset over the two-time defending champion West Indies, with Dev being the key figure in the tournament. If you still need further convincing of his greatness, consider this. When voting took place for India's Cricketer of the Century in 2002, it was Kapil Dev that won the award, ahead of greats such as Sachin Tendulkar and Sunil Gavaskar. Number 3. Shahid Afridi. Pakistan vs Australia second 2020 international. He started off his career as a specialist leg spinner, but when Shahid Afridi made the then fastest century in one-day cricket against Sri Lanka in just 37 balls, he became the team's all-rounder. That being said, in those initial years of his career, Afridi did not bowl as regularly and played primarily as an opening batsman. However, it was later on in his career, when he became a deadly leg spinner and an equally destructive lower middle-order power hitter for Pakistan. His batting could be exasperating at times since he went for big hits right from the start. That explains his rather lowly average of only 23.57 in 398 one-day internationals. However, an astonishing strike rate of 117 shows the sort of damage that he could inflict when he got going, and he did it quite often. Afridi scored 8,064 runs in his one-day career. His fast leg spin proved to be extremely difficult to play in the latter half of his career, and for a period, he was probably the finest limited overs spinner in the world. In his one-day career, Afridi 395 wickets at an average of 34.51 and an economy rate of 4.62. Number 2. Doc Callis. Doc Callis is unquestionably the greatest all-rounder of the modern era and rates highly on the all-time list too. As a batsman, there are few better than Callis, averaging 57.02, including 41 centuries and 55 half-centuries. This average is the highest of any current player, higher than other present-day superstars including Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting and Rahul Dravid. Unlike most all-rounders, Callis is a technically proficient batsman. Whilst most all-rounders tend to score their runs in rather unorthodox style, Callis brings a very classical approach, playing a range of controlled shots. Indeed, there are few harder wickets to take than that of Callis. Also a fast medium bowler, Callis has taken 274 wickets at an average of 32.51. Whilst this may not rate quite as highly as his batting record, it is still impressive nonetheless, and he would be good enough to make many international sides as a bowler. Number 1. Imran Khan. A true champion and undoubtedly Pakistan's finest cricketer ever, Imran Khan finds himself at number 1 in the list of all-time great all-rounders. It was as a bowler that he's best remembered, taking 362 test wickets at an average of 22.81. He was a genuine quick and opened the bowling for Pakistan for many years. He would rate as highly as any bowler from any era. As his career progressed and he began to sustain more injuries, his batting became more prevalent to the point where he was in the team solely as a batsman by the end of his career. This showed that he could indeed make the team as both a bowler and a batsman. He finished his test career with an average 37.69, including 6 centuries and 18 half-centuries, becoming one of only 8 players to achieve the all-rounders total of 300 wickets and 3,000 runs. There have been few captains in the same class as Khan, and it was his foresight and strategy that helped his Pakistan teams achieve their full potential. This quality has stuck with him, as he went on to hold many high-profile positions in various political and social work organizations. He ended his career as a coach after winning the 1992 World Cup with Pakistan. This is all for today's video. Thanks for watching.